Okay. I feel like nobody is probably going to come into this because it's so last minute. But I guess I will just start getting ready, and if people want to trickle in and say hi, that is what I will do. Alrighty. All right, I'm going to start off with my primer and just prime my face. Hello, I see that there's one person here. Thank you for being here. I hope more people will trickle in. I know I just kind of posted this a little bit last minute, 30 minutes before I decided to go live, but thank you for being here. I'm currently just priming my face right now. I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This stuff is amazing. I love it so much. Alrighty, I think that's enough primer. So I have this KVD foundation. So this is after Kat Von D left, because otherwise I would never have this. It's really, really dark. It's not my shade. I think I actually went a shade 1.5 to 2 shades darker than what I normally am. So I'm going to try and mix it with this, kind of hopefully give it the right shade. This is why I really just need this pandemic to be over, because I want to be able to test things in store so I can not mismatch myself. I mean, look at that. Look how dark that is. That is not my shade at all. Alrighty, let's see if this will do anything. Lately, I've had to go back to full coverage foundation because I've had really bad acne flare-ups since May of last year. And I'm not really sure what happened. I think it has to do with the fact maybe I'm stressed. I know it's very hormonal. And so I'm actually trying to switch my birth control to hopefully not have these flare-ups again. I talked to a dermatologist and they recommended some topical retinoid creams, which I have been taking for the past few months. And I don't think they're still working because of my birth control. I mean, it's helped a little bit, but what I'm just noticing is that it's really been drying my face out. So I am switching my pill and I'm waiting for that to basically come in the mail so I can hopefully see if that will decrease the flare-ups and make my face look a little bit more clear, because I used to have pretty decent skin for the past year and a half. So 2019 to a good chunk of 2020, my skin actually looked really good. My skin actually looked like how it would look with makeup on. And yeah, you would never know if I was wearing foundation, but my face used to be clear like this. And now I'm just breaking out like crazy, and I absolutely hate everything about it. So it's really frustrating, but yay, hormones. What can we do without them? All right, I need to make this a little bit lighter because this is just not my shade at all. Let's see. I mean, what do we think? Do we think this looks completely terrible? I mean, you can see the neckline. It is just, it's not my shade. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to try to make this a little bit lighter. This foundation is definitely not as full coverage. This is definitely more of a medium coverage, but I love this foundation because it's very flawless and I feel like it just looks like skin once it's applied. But lately I haven't been able to really use medium covered foundations just because my acne soul shows right through it. All the redness shows right through it. And I've had to go back to full coverage foundation, which I don't really like. I've actually been liking a little bit more of medium coverage foundation, but I don't know. I still get really insecure by my acne, and yeah, I still just want to put foundation on. I mean, when I work, I have a remote job where I'm constantly on Zoom meetings all day long, pretty much. I don't even bother to put makeup on because here's the thing, like, even though I'm still very like insecure about my face, at the same time, I still know that I am beautiful without makeup. And I still own my bare face. Like, there's nothing wrong with my bare face. Yes, it's got imperfections on it, but having a face without makeup doesn't make me look unprofessional because, you know, it's my natural face. There's nothing wrong with it. So, yeah, that's why I don't always choose to wear makeup when I work from home. Part of it has to do with the fact that I'm lazy and I also wake up kind of late. So I'll literally like roll out of bed, brush my hair, and eat some breakfast. And then I pretty much just go to my desk and I just start working. I just don't give a shit. I really don't. But I really do like wearing makeup. Y'all know I love wearing makeup, but I don't know. I just haven't been wearing as much makeup lately just because I've been so lazy and not motivated. But I do miss the days where I just didn't have to put foundation on at all because my skin looked really good. So now I'm going in with some concealer. This is the CoverGirl concealer. I'm so happy that CoverGirl went cruelty-free a few years ago. Huge step in the right direction because I truly do think CoverGirl makes really good products. And I've always wanted to like use more CoverGirl stuff and I just haven't been able to. So it's nice to be able to shop at CoverGirl again. I think the last time I ever used a CoverGirl product before I made the switch to cruelty-free beauty products was probably in college, I want to say. Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, but this is pretty good concealer. I don't know what a good high-end dupe would this be for, but I don't know. It works. Long story short, and I'd say this is like a medium coverage concealer. I really like it a lot. God, I miss doing beauty videos sometimes. I think one thing that I loved about beauty videos was that I got to like express my creativity through that with my face. And now I just kind of show you guys like the end results when I do videos when I am wearing makeup. And I would always like have like bold eyeshadow looks on because that is totally my style. I love eyeshadow. I love playing with color. I'm not sure what kind of eyeshadow look I want to do today for this date. So I guess we can talk a little bit about the date. So basically, I matched with this guy on Hinge about like a week or two ago, and he's been really nice. And so I'm excited to finally meet up with him today. We're gonna be going bowling, and that's really fun. So I love creative dating. I really don't like first dates where it's just grabbing a drink or grabbing a coffee, no foods involved. I don't know. I've always been like the creative first date person. That's just kind of like my style and how I just prefer to go on dates. And I've never had a guy like complain about me wanting to actually do fun things on a date or a first date, I should say. So, yeah, I feel like it's always worked out in my favor in terms of like at least the guy having fun. I mean, of course, it's not going to always work out with every guy that I go out with, but I've never had a guy be like, ugh, this date sucked. Why couldn't we just get drinks? Screw hiking. Screw actually getting out there in the world and having fun. Like, no man's ever done that. If they did, then, you know, that's a them problem and not a me problem. But funny enough, I did date this one guy here in Portland for a little over a month. And he actually ended up being a very boring person. I would love to be able to talk more about my dating life in Portland, but I'm still trying to like, you know, wait until I have more dates or there's more men that I go out with so I can have more stories to share. But just to give you a little bit of a teaser of this last guy that I went out with in Portland. I went out with him for a little over a month and it was like, he was really nice. Like he was great until he wasn't great. And basically what I mean by that is he was really kind and putting an effort until he kind of stopped putting an effort. started to pull away, and I, just wanted to follow up with him, just check in with him and act like, hey, is everything okay? How are you feeling? Because my anxiety was getting really bad. I have really bad anxiety. And let me tell you, I can get very anxious when I go on dates. I know I can come across as like very confident when I'm making videos and I'm like this bad bitch. But let me tell you guys, dating also gives me hella anxiety because I just never know what the other person is thinking and if they're actually into me. So yeah, basically this guy started making me feel very, very anxious about myself. And that's not okay. A person should never make you feel anxious. And when I had him on the phone with me, I was trying to basically end it. And then I felt kind of manipulated where he said, well, I feel like, we're two different people with different interests. Our lifestyles are different. I'm thinking like different lifestyles. What do you mean by that? Basically, he just referred to that I like to go to the gym after work and I like to care about what I put in my body. Really? That's what you meant by different lifestyle? The fact that I go to the gym and you don't? Are you serious? That's what you're holding against me? But then he also told me, but I still want to keep seeing you. Like, I do like you, though, despite our different lifestyles. And I said, okay, well, I mean, yeah, I guess we can still see each other. And I am really mad about that because I honestly should have just ended it there. I kind of was like, well, I mean, like, I did want to keep seeing him. Like, he was cool. But at the same time, I just went with it. And then maybe about a week later or two, he ends it. And y'all, I should read out the text message that he sent to me on how we ended it because, oh my God. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get my phone. It's on my bed. Oh, by the way, can we talk about how I have a bed again? I have my SF bed with me. Finally, I've been sleeping on an air mattress for the past couple of weeks. So it's so nice to have my bed. But let me tell you, the drama with the movers, oh my God, that's a whole nother story that I can get into in just a little bit. But let's spill the tea on this little breakup that I had with this guy. Where is it? So, my God, I have so many pictures. Okay, it's somewhere here. What was the date? Okay, now I got to go way back. It was in April. It was in April that this happened. Sorry, we're still in May. Okay. So basically, okay, I found the text. So basically, I had followed up about wanting to go to the park and hanging out a certain weekend, and he didn't reply back to my text message. He left me on red. He has an iPhone, and I'm thinking, okay, kind of rude that he left me on red. So then I followed up with him the next day, just being like, hey, just wanted to follow up with this. And then he finally gets back to me and says, hey, so to be perfectly honest, the last couple of times we've hung out, I haven't really enjoyed myself, like, at all. What the fuck? Like I said on the phone, I feel like we're really different people with really different interests. And I think you're a great person. And I'm really happy that you seem to be on the way for some sort of financial stability. But I feel like we're fundamentally different people and we live different lifestyles. I feel like when I'm hanging out with you, I'm trying to be someone I'm not, and I don't like that. I'm too old to be spending what little free time I have pretending to be someone else. I'm not extroverted. I'm not the type of person that goes to brunch or explores the city. I can't be your tour guide. I can't. I'm sorry, and I just don't think we fit. I wish you the best, but I kind of think I just need to do my own thing for a while. So then I said back to him, I said, hey, it's totally okay. Thank you for your honesty. I had a feeling you were feeling that way too, but I wasn't sure until we got a chance to talk about it. I was also starting to become unhappy, especially after last weekend, because I could sense that something was up, but I had like some hope that maybe we could try to fix it. Anyway, but I wanted to see if there was any hope left. I'm really sorry to hear you had to pretend to be someone you're not. I'm not sure what that means, but it's sad to hear you couldn't be yourself around me. I didn't want you to be my tour guide. I just like having fun with people I'm with. That being said, I totally understand you. I also think you're a really great person, and I truly wish you nothing but the best. I hope you find your happiness in what you're looking for. Tell me you're a boring person without telling me that you are a boring person. Who doesn't like to have fun in their own city? I mean, some people are home buddies, and I get that, but I don't know. I felt like he could have truly worded that better. Was he honest? Sure. But I don't know, guys. What do you think of that exchange? Let me know in the chat. I love to hear your thoughts on it, but I found it to be just a little bit rude, since it's like that's not how you end something with someone. You can just say like, "Hey, I didn't feel a connection. I just feel like we're really different people," and you could have left it at that. But for you to say, "I haven't been enjoying myself at all. I'm not extroverted like you. I feel like I have to pretend to be someone I'm not." First of all, that's not a me problem. That's a him problem. Yeah, I just find that to be really, really sad that he couldn't be himself around me. That's the first time I've ever gotten something like that before. I've never had a guy tell me, "I don't feel like myself around you. I feel like I have to be someone that I'm not." That's honestly never happened to me before. And I've just never had a guy say like, "I hate brunch. I hate exploring the city that I live in." Okay, that's fine. Maybe I should not date introverts. I don't know. I'm very extroverted, but I'm open to dating all kinds of personality types in terms of like extrovert, introvert. As long as like there's a connection, it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, I thought I'd share that fun little story with you. Clearly, I would go into a more detailed story time about it in a video, but just so you guys get a little live exclusive on the most recent person I went out with in Portland and how that shit ended. Huh, what a hot mess in itself. But it's fine, it is what it is. And I really wasn't, honestly, guys, I wasn't even that upset by that breakup, because I felt the connection also wasn't as strong on my end too, but I really wanted it to be. And I think I was like kind of lying to myself that I wanted to make it work. So that was like a big learning lesson. It's like, if you already feel the doubts and you want to end it, don't let the other person manipulate you into staying. Just fucking end it. So that was a good little learning experience for me. But back to the guy that I'm going out with tonight. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're going bowling for the new people who have trickled in. I met the person on Hinge, and he's been texting me a little bit. And what's cool is that he recently bought a condo that's actually not too far away from where I live. And he was like showing me all the pictures, and he was thinking about doing like some small little renovations to it. It's a pretty nice place. I personally don't think it needs that many renovations, except for some of the doors inside the house and some of the closet stuff that looks kind of bad and old. But the kitchen is pretty nice in itself. And we've literally spent a couple of text message exchanges literally just talking about like home interior design. That is awesome. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with men about like home interior design, but it's been fun. So I've been like talking about like how I want to decorate my apartment. My apartment is still in the works. I'm still trying to get my room set together. I mean, like I said, I'm so happy that I have the bed here. It's so nice to have my little princess bed again. But basically, yeah, I'm excited to do more decor videos. I hope that the next decor video that I have go out will probably be my bathroom. I know I mentioned in a video that I wanted it to be my kitchen, not my kitchen, my living room, but I don't have a sofa yet. I still can't really afford one. So it probably won't be until July until that video goes out. But the bathroom is almost done. There's just a few little things that I need to get for it, so it looks more homey and cozy. Excuse me, I gotta wipe my nose really quick. Ugh. I don't know about you, but if you're doing your makeup, does your nose ever drip? Let me know, because I hate it when my nose drips when I do my makeup. Like, I don't know if I have like an allergy to makeup or what it is, but I don't like it. Okay, so let's see. Got my brows done, got my face done. Oh, I need to contour and put some blush on. I usually like to do that before I do my eyes, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm taking my Fenty contour stick. I love Fenty's makeup line. Honestly, Rihanna truly outdid herself with her makeup line. I really like the diversity of the shade range. There's lots of cool products. Okay, So yeah, this is how I contour my face. I look like a crazy person, so let's go ahead and blend this out. Aw, thank you, Angelo. I love you too. Thank you for being here. Yeah, guys, don't be afraid to put anything in the chat. I love saying hi to you guys. Let me know if you want me to go live, maybe like once a week or maybe once a month. If you feel like there are times where I can do this, I think it's kind of fun when YouTubers can just personally connect with their audience. Since I haven't really done this. I have gone live once. I went live once in 2019 after BeautyCon where I did a haul video of like everything that I got. And basically, nobody showed up to the live stream, but it's okay because the video is still like uploaded onto my regular like feed on YouTube, and people just watched it later. But also I was really small at the time. I think I had like, how many subscribers did I have in 2019? I think it was like 300 something. So I was like really small at the time. And even though I'm like a little over 1,000 now and there's only 5 people here, it's still fine. I feel like, you know, as my audience grows, more people will come in when they want to. Obviously, nobody is forcing you to be here. I just appreciate the extra support and being able to chat with people who want to chat with me. And yeah. Are you ever coming back to San Francisco? So here's the thing. I signed a lease for this place for a year. I would love to come back to San Francisco. Trust me. I really would love to come back. I hope sometime next year I can come back. So I have to basically honor this lease, and I would like to be debt-free once I go back to San Francisco. So once I'm in a financially better state, then that is when I will go back. Trust me, guys. I miss San Francisco so much. Now, I will say I truly am happy in Portland, but don't get me wrong. I do get homesick, and I'm actually trying to go to San Francisco 4th of July weekend or the weekend after 4th of July weekend. My friends will not stop bothering me, be like, please come back, please visit. I'm like, I know. So that is the answer to that question. I hope 2022 is when I will go back to San Francisco, but I definitely will be making trips to San Francisco a couple times throughout this year. So I would still love to make San Francisco videos because I know that's why so many people came to my channel. And then I feel bad once they came to my channel and then they're like, wait a minute, why is there Portland videos coming up? Like, what's up with that? I feel so bad for the people who subscribe to my channels for my SF videos. Like, they came from like an older SF video and then they see me posting Portland stuff now and they're like, what the heck? And then they unsubscribe and I feel super bad about it. So that is my plan, but I will definitely make San Francisco videos when I do visit San Francisco. So that way there's like that balance. And then my subscribers who have came for my SF content will feel a lot happier, if that makes sense. Why is this not blending? Hang on. Okay. All right. So now that I've contoured, I just like to go over my contour a little bit with bronzer just to give it a little bit more definition. Look, I really like Kylie Jenner's makeup line. I think this is really pretty. It's a really great bronzer. Some of her products are just hit and miss. Let's see. Do you think you will do meetups in San Francisco? I would love to grab some food with you or something. Oh, that's so sweet. I think if I was to ever do a meetup, I would want to wait until my following is a lot bigger. Because I just feel like if I do a meetup in San Francisco, I don't think anybody would attend. Maybe like I get 1 or 2 people, but I would want it to be like, you know, a big thing. It would feel like a little unsettling if I did a meetup and like nobody showed up because I'm super small. But I think it's definitely something I would like to do, but I just want to wait till I have a bigger following for that. So yeah, but I mean, like if people ever see me in public, feel free to say hi. I mean, I have never been recognized, which is sad, but honestly not sad because again, I'm a very small creator. Like I'm basically a nobody. but it would definitely make my day if you actually recognized me and you said hi. I think the only time I wouldn't want people to approach me in public is if I'm on a date or if I'm with my family. And my family hasn't visited me since 2017 in San Francisco. But yeah, that's been the last time they visited me. But basically, that's the only time I would request to not come up to me and say hi. But yeah, if you ever see me in public, whether you're in San Francisco or in Portland, feel free to say hi. That would make my day. Let's see. Marco says, I don't know if you know anything about Seattle, but which city would you recommend? San Francisco, Portland, or Seattle? I'm looking to relocate. You know, it's funny. I've actually never been to Seattle. So I would like to go to Seattle this summer. Seattle's only 3 hours away from Portland. And I believe it's like 5 hours if I take the train, which I would probably do since I don't have a car. And I feel like taking the train would still be a little bit cheaper than renting a car. But to kind of compare San Francisco or Portland, I would say San Francisco is beautiful, but as you know, it is so fucking expensive to live in. Rent is ridiculous. Like I'm paying like $12.90 for this studio, and that is how much I paid for a room in San Francisco. So I'm getting like more bang for my buck. So rent is a lot cheaper in not San Francisco. I wish rent is a lot cheaper in Portland, but you know, both cities, I feel like Portland and San Francisco, they're very similar in terms of like homelessness, the vibe, lots of big food scenes in both cities. I actually made a video about like comparing Portland to San Francisco, the pros and cons. So definitely check that video out for sure, because I give like a lot of good information. I believe that video is like about 25 minutes long. So I really go into depth about it. But I can't really speak for Seattle, unfortunately. I do know Seattle is very expensive. It's a little bit cheaper than San Francisco, but it's not that far off. I would say Portland is definitely the cheaper city of the three places for sure. I would say Portland's got a great dessert scene, a better dessert scene, in my opinion, than San Francisco. Do you go live often, or is this a new thing? Yeah, so I was just saying I haven't gone live since 2019, and that was the first time. So this is actually my second time going live. So I would definitely love to get people's opinions if going live is something that you guys are interested in. I just kind of wanted to test it out just because I've gained a bigger following since 2019. So I was definitely curious to see like who is interested in actually wanting to like intimately like have a conversation with me through the chat where I can talk to people, whether it's like get ready with me videos or any time where I have some time to just sit in a chair in front of my window with my microphone and just talk to you guys, since I don't really get to do that. Does SF get a lot of fires or earthquakes? Or is that mostly Southern California? I'm also thinking of moving to San Francisco, but I don't like living in a combustible area. Okay, sure. So San Francisco in itself doesn't get the fires. It's more of like wine country, like Napa and Sonoma, and a little bit other parts in Marin and Northern California that get the fires. It's just that California sadly experiences the smoke and the pollution from the fires, and that can affect the air quality in San Francisco. And it can last for a couple of days or weeks. So yeah, fire season does suck because then you have to go out and you have to wear a mask and it makes you not want to leave the house. In terms of earthquakes, I have experienced a total of 5 earthquakes since I've lived in San Francisco. So the first one that I actually experienced wasn't until 2018. So my first 2 years living there, I hadn't experienced an earthquake and I was quite surprised by it. So yeah, first earthquake happened in the middle of the night for me. It was like 2:30 in the morning and it woke me up. Like literally, I was shook, literally. And I had a hard time going back to bed because of it. But the earthquakes are really weak, in my opinion. They last for like a couple of seconds. And then sometimes you don't even feel them at all. Like I've heard talks about earthquakes happening in San Francisco. I'm thinking, wait, what earthquake? We had an earthquake? I didn't even feel it. I guess that's just like part of like living in California. You kind of get used to it. Yeah, I'd say I don't know about Southern California, but I feel like I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I haven't experienced an earthquake in Southern California. I mean, I've gone to Southern California and I've never experienced an earthquake before. So it's hard for me to compare if it happens more often in SoCal or NorCal. But I would say, I think for you in San Francisco, I'm trying to like figure out what you mean by it being a combustible area. Could you actually kind of help me out with what you mean by that really quick? Because I'm not really sure I understand what you mean by that part. I'm going to go ahead and do my blush while they're typing. So this is my e.l.f. blush. It's a really cheap blush. It's really great. Really pigmented, so I try not to use too much of it, like a little dab. Oh, if it's like bad fire-wise. Okay, gotcha. I would say I really wouldn't worry about that because San Francisco, it's so dense. I don't think fires would even be able to like get away with like spreading over the city because of the water and the bay and the winds. But it's more the fact that they kind of just get affected by the smoke from other fires in the surrounding areas. So I hope that helps. I'll be honest, if I wanted to take you out on a date after watching your content for some time and moving to San Francisco in December, your channel is so fun and inspiring. Oh, well, thank you. Unfortunately, for one thing, so here's what I want to say about that. From time to time, I do get guys who are saying, like, I love your dating videos. I think you're so beautiful. I'd love to go on a date with you. That is very nice. But the one thing that I just need to say, I have to send some, like, personal boundaries because I don't know if any of y'all have learned anything from the James Charles situation. I think once you become a content creator, even if you're really small, I think that you have to set boundaries between you and your subscribers just because it will eventually get inappropriate. Because like once you get a bigger following and you start dating people who are fans of you, it can become really inappropriate. So that is why I have to set some boundaries there, but you can always compliment me and say nice things to me. That's always fine. I just would never go out with one of my subscribers, unfortunately, just because I wouldn't find it to be appropriate at all. So I'm so sorry, but thank you so much. That is so sweet. And I'm so happy that you love my videos. That means a lot to me. Was James Charles a makeup person? Yes, he's a makeup person. And Walls, hi, my day's going really well. How's your day going? Oh, and Daniel, I'm so happy that all my answers helped you. So you're welcome. Alrighty, so I'm snatching up the nose. Okay, I think my face looks fine. Let's go ahead and do my eyes. So let's see what I want to do for my eyeshadow. So when I go on dates, I don't do too bold looks. But I still like to put eyeshadow on. I think I'm going to use my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. So this is what it looks like. Walnut said, I'm doing super good. What do you think of the iCarly TV show reboot coming out? Yo, I am so excited for it. I loved iCarly when I was a kid. Miranda Cosgrove she's such a great actress. I just need to get Paramount Plus in order to watch it. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. So I definitely can't wait to watch it. Angela says, I feel like that's a good Santa tank. Thank you. I appreciate you for being understanding about it. Do you prefer the dating situation in Portland or San Francisco? Ooh, that's a good question. So as I was saying earlier, I've only gone out with like one guy in Portland so far. And then I had a conversation with a guy within maybe like my first 2 weeks of living in Portland. But I will say the guys in Portland, they actually take time to read profiles, which I really like. They will actually reply back to my prompts, which is really refreshing. Because when I was dating in San Francisco and I was on dating apps, a lot of guys were basically just, saying the same stupid shit. And it was getting really frustrated. I'm not seeing a lot of the same basicness. And I'm not getting as frustrated. I will say, though, I don't think the guys in Portland are as attractive as I'd like them to be. But I'm working on my pickiness. I really am. But I just, want to be comfortable because what if it comes to a point when like I want to have sex with them? I need to be like physically comfortable enough to do that. So I would say Give me a couple more months for me to figure that out. But I will say the men on the Portland dating apps are at least a lot better and nicer compared to the men in San Francisco. So I can at least tell you that. Wellness says it's already out and you can watch it for free online. Really? How can I watch it for free online? Can you tell me? I'd love to know. So basically, I had to like prime my eyelids with concealer because that's how my eyeshadow will stay on. I have like the greasiest eyelids. They're so greasy. And having like concealer and priming it will have the eyeshadow stay on. Where's my powder? Here it is. All right, and just kind of set it. What look are you going for? You know, that's a great question. I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe you guys can kind of help me out with my eyeshadow. I will show you the palette in just a second. You said you can watch it on 123 Movies website. Okay, cool. I will look into that. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. So these are all the colors that I have. What do you guys think? What do you guys think I should do? I need to do a transition shade. So I'm thinking either this color, or this color for the transition shade. So let me know what you want me to do. Also, really quick, I don't know if y'all noticed, I did cut my hair and it looks terrible. Had a bit of a breakdown and decided to let my anxiety get the best of me. So I chopped it off. So once I have money to go to a hairdresser, I will have them even it out. It doesn't look as bad, but trust me, guys, it's uneven as fuck. What city and state would you want to move into the future down the line? I would really hope to go back to San Francisco. I was saying I really would like to move back. I had to leave San Francisco because I lost 2 jobs in 2020 and I couldn't take it anymore. Like I needed money, I needed a job, and I couldn't do it anymore. So that's why I left. I wanted to get myself out of debt. So I would like to go back to San Francisco once I am financially back on my feet and I do not have any more debt. So I am doing the still shot, the pinkish shade that you mentioned, Jessica. So thank you for that suggestion. Marco is saying, I would say a lighter color. Okay, so yeah, the still shot is pretty light, but this is just for the transition shade, so it does come out really light. So for some of the people who may not know as much about makeup, transition shades are basically like how you can blend the eyeshadow out, so it kind of gives it that nice soft gradient effect. So that's kind of how I do my makeup, so if anyone is wondering what I mean by that. But yeah, typically lighter shades are really good for that. Would I move to Florida or Texas and LA or New York City and Mexico? Oh my God, that's a lot of places. No, I would never move to Florida. I have no desire to go back to the East Coast, which is where I'm originally from. I think the weather in Florida is disgusting, and I personally don't really agree with a lot of things that go on in Florida. If I were to ever move to Texas, I would say probably Austin. Nowhere else. I personally was not a fan of Dallas, in my opinion. And I've only been to the Houston airport, so I can't really speak too much on Houston, but I've always wanted to go to Austin. I think Austin would be a really fun place. If I were to move to LA, I would need to get a car. I'm not totally opposed to LA, but right now, I don't think I would fit in with LA. I think I would get eaten alive. Same thing with New York City. Mexico could be really fun. I would just need a visa for that. Las Vegas and Nashville, no, I would be way too bored. Even though Las Vegas is actually really, really cheap to live in. Like, it's so cheap. Like, I don't know if anyone's aware, but like the rent in Las Vegas, I'm just blown away with how cheap it is to live in Las Vegas. Angela says Las Vegas is lit. Yeah, I mean, Las Vegas is fun, but I feel like I can only do so much gambling, you know? I have very bad seasonal affective disorder. Basically, I get super depressed during the winter. So moving to California from New York might be oh my God, why do I have a hard time saying this word? You guys know what I'm trying to say. Importance for me. Yeah, I totally understand. I feel like I'm kind of starting to experience that in Portland right now because it rains so much, like so much. And I am worried about that. But right now, the weather's supposed to be really sunny and hot for the rest of this week. it's starting to actually feel like summer. When I was living in San Francisco, I never got to really experience the summer, except for like in the fall months where summer is typically like the warmer months, like September through November. That's actually really nice. And I heard everybody is living in LA and moving to Texas. Yeah, because Texas is cheap. That's why. But I personally would not want to live in Texas unless if it was maybe Austin. But I don't know if anyone follows TK California on TikTok, but he is so funny. Basically, I just stand everything by him. California forever and goodbye. It's 115 degrees in Vegas right now. Hard pass. Yeah, totally. That's way too hot. I also know Phoenix, Arizona has it really bad right now too. I had an 800 square feet apartment gated for $420 a month in the heart of downtown Vegas. It's cheap. Wow, that is crazy. Was it a one bedroom or was it a studio? Have you heard of the Fresh and Fit podcast? No, I haven't. What is that podcast about? My oldest cousin lives there, and she can barely stand the weather too. She also has seasonal affective disorder. What city are you talking about? Are you talking about Portland or Vegas? I wasn't sure. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with like another shade in my crease really quick. 1 bedroom, 4 carports. Wow. Okay, that's lit. That is really cheap. When I was living in Kentucky, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was paying $439 for my room, and I'm just thinking like, oh my God, imagine paying that much rent today with the salary that I have. I would have so much money left over, but I do not. And that would also mean that I would have to go back and live in Kentucky. No, thank you. And the reason I lived in Kentucky is, for those who don't know, I got my master's at the University of Kentucky. So I was living in Lexington, and Kentucky is terrible. It is so boring. Yeah, so what do I think in Kentucky? I hated it. It just was not for me. I think it's a really terrible place to be if you're single, in my opinion. I feel like everyone's kind of married. Everyone's just partnered, and it's just really hard to meet people unless you do rely on dating apps. And I did explore with Tinder a little bit when I was living in Kentucky, but personally, I didn't think the quality of the guys on there just, they didn't fit my cup of tea. And so I just was kind of unhappy. I was flustered. I did do a speed dating event when I was in Kentucky to try to meet somebody. And I actually did find somebody that I talked to for 2 months, but they ended up treating me really terribly towards the end. And they stood me up on Valentine's Day. I actually made a whole video about that. I made that video last year. So if you want to watch that video and check out that story, it's sad. But yeah, I would say the things that I did like about Kentucky is that I did like that it is horse centered. So Lexington is known as like horse capital of the world. And so I am a horse girl. I've always grown up being a horse girl. I think they are the most beautiful creatures on earth. And I grew up riding. I miss riding so much. I haven't rode in a couple of years. But when I was in grad school, there was a barn maybe about 30 minutes away from me, and it's in a place called Versailles. It looks like Versailles. It is Versailles, but in Kentucky, they don't like to pronounce things properly. So, yeah, they pronounce it as Versailles. And so, yeah, it was really fun to go to a barn, and I would ride every other week because that's all I could afford. I was a broke grad student with like no money, living off an assistantship stipend. And basically, I would ride, and that was really fun for me. And I will say Kentucky obviously has the distilleries. And so those are really fun. I went to one distillery in Kentucky. So I went to Wild Turkey. I'm sure some of you guys may have heard of it. And that was a really fun place. My friend and I went during Christmas time. So they had this really cute setup during Christmas, and it was free. Like, we went on a really special day when it was at night, and we got to drink eggnog with bourbon in it. And let me tell you, game changer. Highly recommend that you try bourbon and eggnog. You don't know what you're missing. I think you might like the Fresh and Fit podcast. It's on YouTube, and you can watch it later in your free time. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I love podcasts. So I listen to about 1 to 3 podcasts a day. I really like listening to podcasts when I work out, especially. I don't know why, but like when I listen to music, I personally just feel like I'm not in sync with my workouts and I get distracted. And I've had friends tell me the opposite, where they think like listening to a podcast would get them distracted. But I don't know. I've always thought like it's just easier for me to listen to a podcast when I work out. So yeah, I love podcasts. So if y'all want to recommend some more podcasts to me, that is totally fine. And also, don't forget that I have my own podcast, Shamelessly Unapologetic. So I have episodes go live at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. I did just come back from a break in May because I got kind of burnt out and I lost my spark a little bit. So I just wanted to take some time to like refresh and basically kind of brainstorm more episodes to get some more content. That's like really important, is that if you're feeling burnt out or if you're not like enjoying what you're doing, then you really need to reevaluate if it's something you want to do. And that was one thing as to why I stopped my OnlyFans, because while being on OnlyFans was fun and I did like, you know, interacting with people in a very different way compared onto YouTube, I wasn't having fun anymore on the platform and I was starting to like run out of ideas for it. And I felt like I was posting the same stuff over and over again and it got really boring. And so I stopped and I made a whole podcast episode about like why I stopped. I talked about a little bit more about like how I made on a total of it, like what I posted and everything like that. It was fun for the time being, but I eventually stopped and I feel a lot more free from taking something off my plate, because I feel like I do a lot on social media and there's only so much I can do that I don't want to overwhelm myself. Do you like Call Our Daddy podcast and Too Tired to Be Fit Crazy podcast and Sophie with an F podcast? Call Our Daddy. So I listen to them sometimes. I think Alexandra Cooper is really, really funny. She is a funny girl. So I have listened to her podcast a couple of times. So every once in a while, I will listen to her episodes, especially she's got a really good guest on. But I will say I'm actually not subscribed to it, but I do like kind of stalk her podcast from time to time to see if there's anything interesting that she talks about, because I do think she's really funny. I just need to kind of like get more into Call Her Daddy. I've heard of Sophie with an F. I've heard that's a really good podcast. I haven't listened to it. And then I haven't heard of Too Tired to Be Crazy, but I can certainly check those out. And then would I do OnlyFans again in the future down the line? Probably not, just because I feel like I have so much on my plate right now. As I mentioned, I think maybe later down the road, I could maybe do like a YouTube membership. But at the same time, I need to figure out what would I do for that. And it's also really hard to keep up with because that's something that people pay for. And I need to make sure that I'm, you know, giving content to those who are, what was I going to say? To those who pay for it, so they're not wasting their money. So that is why I'm not on OnlyFans anymore. Do you listen to Bill Burr and Joe Rogan? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't really care for those two. Yeah, I simply don't. Do you listen to Bill Burr and Joe Rogan? I'm curious to know. Let's see. So now I need to do my bottom. How are we thinking? I think this is a pretty decent eyeshadow look. It looks really muddy on camera, but I promise it looks a lot softer in real life. So I don't know what's going on there. I've always noticed that like the payoff of my makeup products never like looks good on camera. I don't know. That must be a camera thing. Alrighty. No, I don't. I just heard of them. Okay, fair enough. I would say Joe Rogan can be kind of problematic. So, I mean, I'm not sure what your interests are, Wellness, but I don't know if you would like him or not. I personally don't like him, and I don't really agree with some of the stuff that he says. So that's why I don't listen to him. Alrighty. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is... Oh, wait. I need to finish up the rest of my eyeshadow here. I can't just go out looking like this. Hang on. I need to do the little under eye part. Oh, my God. I got in my eye. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. I didn't blind myself. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I'm going to blend it out in a second, but I want to at least get my eyeliner and lashes on. So, where is my eyeliner? Here we go. Good old KVD. Post Kat Von D after she left her brand, just so we're clear. You know what's interesting? Actually, wait, let me apply my eyeliner first because I cannot talk and apply eyeliner at the same time. So just give me like a minute or two. So I apologize for sitting in silence. I got to get ready for dinner. Bye, everyone. Thanks for the live, Ilana. Right now, I know. Oh, you're welcome, Angela. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your dinner. Okay, that looks terrible. All right, I'm gonna have to gently go back and fix that. Sometimes when I do lashes and I add mascara and then I like go back over with eyeshadow, it cleans up some of my mistakes. Y'all, I'm doing a horrible job. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I think we're gonna stick with that and I'll fix it up in just a little bit. Other podcasts you listen to is KVJ Show and Lex and Terry. I haven't heard of those ones. Are those ones that you listen to? Alrighty, let's get some lashes on here. So I have these Ardell ones that I'm going to use. I have these really beautiful lily lashes, but they're a little bit too extra for a date. So I'm not going to wear those right now. Maybe later down the road, if I continue to see this person, he'll get to see a more vibrant side of me. Where's my eyelash curler? Here it is. It's pretty good and funny. Oh, yeah. So they're a comedy podcast. That's cool. Yeah, comedy podcasts can be really fun. I am really curious to know, do I have super chat set up on this? I wasn't sure. I haven't seen like the feature. I'm still like new to this. What do I think of Bo Burnham? I actually don't know who that is. Oh my god, I feel so uncultured. You're like so cultured and I am like, I feel like I'm not. Don't judge me. All right. This lash glue is struggling. Alrighty. Now they say do something while your eyelash glue is drying. Oh, you know what I realized? I totally forgot to put mascara on. Oh my god. Awkward. So this is the Ilia limited lash mascara, and let me tell you, it is phenomenal. I mean, look at my lashes. That looks so much better. I don't look like a worm anymore. Have you thought about live streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time in the future? Not Twitch. So I like to watch people on Twitch, but I think YouTube would be easier because it's already a platform that I have. And I was saying earlier, if I keep selling myself out or what am I trying to say here? I don't want to sell myself too short or stretch it out because I'll get burnt out. So I would probably do the streams on YouTube for the time being. So yeah, if you want me to do more live streams, Wellness, let me know. What I missed, what mascara? Okay, so it's the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. You can get it at Sephora. I don't know how much it is, but I got it in a FabFitFun box, and let me tell you, it is so good. I feel like it doesn't make my lashes look really chunky, and it actually lengthens them. And let me tell you, I struggle with lashes, so my lashes have always been like really straight, and they don't have a lot of shape. And when I'm not wearing mascara or I don't have lashes in, I look like a fucking worm. So these are really great, and this makes me look a little bit more feminine in that I have like lashes on. And now I'm adding these Ardell Foam Ink ones. These are pretty natural looking lashes. I just like to give them a little bit more like volume and depth into them, like thickness, since I've always been like insecure about my lashes due to my trichotillomania. So yeah. But I definitely do not wear lashes every single day. Absolutely don't have time for that. But yeah, I really like these because they're very natural looking, and I just feel like, they just give you a little bit more thickness into your lashes. All right. Ew, my mascara was still wet. That was a terrible idea to apply it to that lash first. All right. I hope I don't do any smudging. And I need to trim these sides since these are new lashes. And where's my glue? My God, I've been streaming for almost an hour. This is like my process, y'all. Like, it truly does take me about an hour to an hour and a half to do my makeup. But then again, I know I've kind of stopped and took to take pauses to talk or like to look at things on my phone to show you guys, since I get distracted and that takes up time. But I would say, no, for the most part, it definitely does take me a really long time to do my makeup, especially when I do a full face like this. Alrighty. I don't know. I hope this will stick. I don't know if the glue's still it's not tacky enough. Okay. Sorry, guys. I know it's like awkward when you just like when I'm sitting here in silence, like putting on my makeup. Okay. I think that looks a lot better, in my opinion. I need to clean up my under. There's something like weird going on underneath my eye. Like, it looks like I have a black eye in a way. So let me like fix that. I think I'm going to go over with like a bit of a lighter shade to hopefully like clean that mess up. I feel like that looks a little bit better. I mean, I like how soft this makeup is. Not this makeup, the makeup look, I should say. You know me, I don't know how to talk. Okay, so now I need to do highlighter. Okay, guys, I want y'all's opinion when it comes to highlighter. I'm going to give you two choices. So I'm going to give you my Anastasia Beverly Hills Amazing highlighter. Love this highlighter. And then this is a sample that I got at BeautyCon a while ago. But this is by Ciate London, and this is in Moondust. Let me take it out of its package so you can see it. But it's like a pinkyish looking highlighter. I basically have like a pan of it. What do we think? Do 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 do. Are you guys just as stuck as I am? You want me to do the Amrezy? Okay, I'll do the Amrezy. Alrighty, so let me I always like to spray my face with setting spray before I do my makeup, and then I wet my brush when I do highlighter, because then it gives me like a lot more pigment and shine, because I love a pop-in blinding highlighter. Yes. I love it. I love the Amrezy highlighter. I feel bad for Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like that makeup brand is starting to like not become as popular as it used to be. It's kind of lost its spark, but I'm still a fan. I still love the brow products a ton, and the highlighters. Those are oh my god! I just smut. Ah. Okay, that I'll fix that. I'll fix that off camera. What YouTuber do you like to watch? Okay, so some of my favorite YouTubers are Shelby Church, Alicia Marie. I'm a big Alicia Marie stan, but my all-time favorite YouTuber is Miss Queen Jenna Marbles. I miss her so much, y'all. I am so sad that she, stepped away from the internet because of her being canceled and everything like that. It just really bothered me a ton. I hope one day she will come back. But yeah, she is my all-time favorite YouTuber. I've actually been watching her since college, literally since like 2011. I've been watching her. Like, there are a lot of YouTubers that I haven't really watched. So like back then, and Jenna Marbles has always been someone that I've connected to. Julia says, "Oh my god, so good to catch you in a live. I've been watching your videos since 2018. Oh my god, thank you. It's funny when I uploaded my thank you for subscribers video, I had commented like who's been here since 2017, and I think only one person had said that, because that's when I had started those beauty videos, and like the quality of my videos was like trash. I was doing like so many disorganized content. So it means a lot that you have still stuck around since 2018. I know you have probably seen this channel just like completely glow up since then. But let's see. What are some other YouTubers that I like to watch? Let's see. I really like, I also really like Remy Cruz. I also really, really like Manny MUA. I've actually met Manny. Oh, and I love Amber Scholl. Absolutely love Amber Scholl. She's honestly like one of my biggest inspirations. I truly aspire to be like Amber Scholl. Even though she's like 2 years younger than me, I aspire to be everything like her. And I've also met her. What's my opinion about Trisha Paytas and the Ethan Klein feud? Okay, so for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, so there is a YouTuber named Trisha Paytas, and then I guess Ethan's also a YouTuber, but Ethan has his own podcast called the H3 podcast, and basically he did a segment of the H3 podcast called Frenemies with Trisha Paytas, and they basically got into this big fight over money while they were recording the episode, and it's ridiculous. I personally think Trisha is in the wrong in this situation, and I kind of stand by Ethan a little bit. I don't necessarily really agree with Ethan. I think he can be a little bit abrasive, and then I've also never been a big Trisha Paytas stan. I think Trisha is very problematic, and I've never really supported Trisha's channel, nor have I ever subscribed to her or they. I keep forgetting Trisha changed their pronouns. My apologies. So they. But yeah, so I've always found them to be very problematic. I've never really supported Trisha. But yeah, I do think Trisha is in the wrong in this situation. But I will say that podcast is kind of interesting to listen to. As much as I don't really care for Trisha Paytas, I think the Frenemies podcast was pretty good. I will say that. But I'm kind of on Ethan's side here. Julia said, my first video I think I watched of yours was Dating in San Francisco. I wish more people talked about this. Oh my God. Yes, what Dating in San Francisco taught me. Yeah, that was the first time I talked. I talked more about like opening up about like living in San Francisco and dating. And that video kind of took off. I mean, it's under like 10,000 views, but I think it's really close to 5,000 views. I was like, 20 pounds overweight in that video. I did not look good in that video, but I'm very proud of that video. Fun fact, I was Amber Scholl's 900 subscriber. LOL, her channel was blowing up in a short amount of time. Was wild. That is wild. Hi, Mike. Thanks for being here. Oh my God, that's so funny. So yeah, Amber did blow up a ton. Can you shout out my friend Mike Hunt? It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike Hunt. I hope you have a great birthday. Yeah, but back to Amber. Yeah, she rapidly grew. I didn't start watching Amber until 2018. The reason I found out about Amber was through a podcast that I listened to, who's actually my YouTube business coach. She has her own podcast where she interviews YouTubers and like learning more about their story. And so she did an interview with Amber a couple years ago, and I just felt like I really connected to Amber's story. And then I checked out her channel and I got hooked on her videos. She was at like, I think 1 million subscribers at the time when I subscribed to her. So that is really fucking cool that you were her 900 subscriber. You are an OG subscriber. That's awesome. Walnut asked, do you like Tana and Lori DIY and KCI and Sideman? I don't know who KSI and Sideman is, but I do. I am also not a fan of Tana Mojo. Never cared for her. I do, so it's funny. I do like Laura DIY. It's funny, I'm not really subscribed to her channel, but she is fun. And I actually really like her podcast with Jeremy. So I think I like Laura more as a podcaster, but I think her videos are entertaining to watch. Can we hear more about your date? Yeah, so what I was saying earlier, maybe you had trickled in a little bit later, which is totally fine. So I have a bowling date with this guy that I met on Hinge. So it's in an hour. So I'm probably going to have to stop streaming around 4:30, just a heads up. And thankfully, I'm almost done. So I just need to do my lips. But yeah, so we're going bowling, which is really exciting and fun. And it's about like 20 minutes with the streetcar to get there. And yeah, I'm excited. We were talking a little bit throughout this week, talking about like home decor and stuff since he just bought a condo. He's my age. Yeah, so I'm excited. It's a first date, so we'll see how it goes. Do you like Smoky Glow? Yes, I love Smoky Glow. Her videos are great. I love hearing her commentary. I actually do watch a lot of commentary channels. Does anyone also watch Luke Alexander? Luke Alexander is also really fun. Okay, I need to fix up this lip liner or this lipstick because that looks terrible. Okay. I think this looks a lot better. Yeah, it's because I talk, and when you talk and apply lipstick, it's going to smudge. Okay. Alrighty, I think that looks good. I already did my hair before this because my hair just takes forever. It takes forever to style with heat. Do I like K-pop music, ASMR videos, and TikTok videos? And do I like D'Angelo Wallace? I've watched a couple of D'Angelo's videos. He is pretty entertaining. I don't listen to much K-pop music, but I don't hate it. I think it sounds really good. I don't really watch ASMR videos, but yes, I love TikTok. Love TikTok. TikTok is so much fun, and that's typically what I watch before I go to bed is TikTok videos. I basically laugh myself to sleep. Okay. Yes. So I need to go to a hairstylist and get my hair fixed since it's very uneven, very choppy. I tried Brad Mondo's method with like the ponytails and the sectioning, and it totally failed me. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not like horrible, but if you were to see it more in person, it just looks like trash. So I'm like kind of embarrassed to go on this date and have him like judge how my hair looks because it's like uneven as fuck. Maybe he won't notice. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I cut my hair because just I love my hair long, but it was getting very ratty and gross, and it was just looking like a rat's nest, and I needed to cut it. So I feel kind of naked with my hair being this short. I've always really liked my hair longer, but you know, it is what it is. I think the purple hair actually looks kind of cool with it short. I just need to get it evened out because this is not it. Don't be like me and have a mental breakdown and chop your hair off because it may look bad. So sorry, Brad Mondo. I totally failed you here. Okay, so yeah, I am basically done. I want to thank you, everyone who was here. It's been so much fun chatting with you guys and answering your questions. Please let me know if you want me to go live. In fact, you know what I can do? I will make a community post asking for y'all's opinions, and you can kind of vote if it's something that you would want me to do. Because this was really, really fun. I loved it. And I know like people kind of trickled in and out, but it was so much fun. And I want to thank everyone for like interacting with me and asking me questions. It's been so much fun chatting with you guys, and I would love to do this soon. So I hope everyone has a beautiful Saturday, and I will see you on Monday with a brand new video. Bye.